All right, let me get in front of the camera here. Sorry guys, I'm trying a new setup, so I won't see your comments unfortunately. I'm just doing a quick, probably 10 minute, 5-10 minute update for Age of Annihilation, update number 2 coming at you from the game room of Sir Heroscape. This is my new backdrop, so we'll see how that works for today. Yeah, so Age of Annihilation has been out now for a couple days, which is kind of crazy. The Discord has been nuts. You guys have been commenting about like crazy on the YouTube channel. Facebook is blowing up. I mean, everyone is starting to get the news, which is super, super exciting. So just want to shout out to all of you again for spreading the word. Awesome, awesome job. The game is back, you guys. Just let that sink in for a minute. Heroscape, after 12 long years, is going to be reprinted again. Despite all the noise, just that in and of itself is something incredible that I think we need to appreciate. We need to appreciate that this is the day that it happened, or well, I guess, August 3rd, right? But appreciating that, I think, is a huge thing. So let that sink in. I wanted to cover a couple things. We've got a few updates on some things that we know, and then just wanted to, share my own opinions on a couple things. So we do know that the figures will come unpainted. Obviously, most of you have heard that. If you haven't, now you know. The figures will come unpainted. With a slight catch, Craig Van Ness did confirm that they will come with a color in their general. So, Aquila, primarily, yellow or gold. Those miniatures you could expect to come in a gold color. I don't know if it was confirmed if it will be like a lighter shaded gold or whatnot. I don't believe there'll be a wash. I think they confirmed it wouldn't have a wash. Obviously, it remains to be seen what that'll actually look like, but we do know they will come in some form of color related to their general. So, good news there. That's one step forward. I know that's been a pain point for a lot of you, and I do want to address that briefly, but we have some more exciting news in terms of updates, so let's cover that first, and then I'll jump into the other discussion points that have been going on in the Discord and on YouTube. So there was actually a live stream going on during Gen Con, and during that live stream, there was not an announcement. I guess what they did was they pull in the different gaming booths and basically just give kind of a rundown of what they're showing at the Gen Con and whatnot. And so as part of that 12-hour live stream in a small snippet, they have Avalon Hill, which was doing an announcement on Heroscape. So pretty exciting stuff, because Chris Nadeau, one of the lead designers on the team, he was there and he was presenting the other games as well as Heroscape. And just wanted to share a couple nuggets that he shared. Again, for those of you that weren't aware of this or haven't been keeping up on the Discord or other areas, this is where you're getting that info. So basically, there's one miniature that we covered on the channel where it kind of has looks like almost like a fish, like little googly eyes or something. That's actually a shark. I couldn't tell from the picture, but he has kind of that long blade harpoon. I believe it has a chain on it. So that's confirmed to be a shark, and Chris Nadeau confirmed that he's a member of a Monster Hunter faction, is what he said, which is really, really interesting because, some were positing on the Discord that maybe it's a start of a new type of unit where it's more of like a guild, right? You have maybe different types of guilds that have specialties, right? And so maybe this faction, its specialty, well, obviously, is monster hunting, and so it sounds like there's going to be one of many, which is cool. Also, we have what they called the Dryan Lifeborn Order Dragon. So the Bihu dragon that you've seen all over the pictures and announcements, apparently that's called a Dryan Lifeborn Dragon or Order. So I think it's Dryan Lifeborn Order and then dragon, right? So whatever Dryan Lifeborn Order means, I don't know. So throw your guesses down. If there's some sort of significance to that, I don't know if that's anywhere in fantasy lore. For example, like in Heroscape, we know that they took a lot, Valhalla, for example, or they took a lot from Norse mythology, right? So if Dryan Lifeborn Order has any significance, obviously that would be cool. let me know. But that's kind of what the dragon is a part of. So one thing that they did mention was they wanted the dragon to be a kind of their not flagship, but kind of their main attractor when they presented this. And specifically, Chris said that they wanted to represent the new and exciting large miniatures that would be a part of this new collection. So kind of hinting at this isn't going to be the only one, because that dragon's actually quite large. When you think about it, the scale is pretty drastic. I mean, Nilfheim's pretty big, but that dragon's, I would say, a good head and a half taller than probably Nilfheim. So I guess we'll see when it hits the board, but something to keep in mind there, that they've already planned on future expansions, right? When they say they're committed, and that's one thing that I also wanted to jump on a little bit later, is some information on that as well. Additionally, Chris Nato pointed out that we've got the 4-armed, as he calls it, agile, run into the battle, ready to slice and dice unit. Because you remember there's that unit with like the 4 arms, kind of looked like an alien, or at first I thought it looked like a mesodemon or something. But so again, we don't know too much obviously about the nature of the design, but he gave some hints, right? So some cool things to see there. I imagine some sort of multi-attack, potentially a special attack. My guess is if he's talking about agile and movement to run into battle, maybe it's some sort of charging assault from the Kazuke Samurai. Maybe a callback to some of the original powers that we're familiar with, and then maybe something new with the special attack or whatnot. So something to be excited about there. We learned a little bit about some of the units. Additionally, they also mentioned that the Heroscape 2.0, we'll call it, Age of Annihilation, is an expansion on the universe of Heroscape, which, take that for what you will. Me personally, I like to think that's new planets. I like to think that's kind of extending the reach of where these units are coming from. For example, the shark head. I've seen that for D&D miniatures, and I've seen that in other fantasy miniature games, right? Taking animals or kind of hybrid animals. But shark head, for example, is a new one for Heroscape. So maybe that's coming from a new type of planet, right? Maybe the hunter faction is coming from a different planet. So something to keep in mind there, that it's a very real possibility we're going to see not only new generals and new factions, but new planets represented as well. That maybe the conflict is moving past Valhalla, or other planets obviously are being summoned to Valhalla, right? Obviously that's the theme, right? Is everyone's summoned to Valhalla. So something to think about there. So that's basically it for new content or new knowledge of the release. They did mention that there's going to be a Discord specifically for Age of Annihilation starting on Monday. So I'll try to do my best to get that information out as quickly as possible. The new Discord is run by Avalon Hill, and that will be where all new live updates on the content are going to be released. So obviously, you can get information from the Heroscapers Discord. I'm sure they'll post it on heroscapers.com or on the Facebook page. But if you want to be kind of get the information first, Discord, the Avalon Hill Discord for Heroscape Age of Annihilation will be live on Monday. So be looking for that. And again, I'll try to do my best to keep updates and announcements here as well. So stuff to be excited about. So I'm gonna pause there. That in terms of updates, if you want to log off, that's fine. I'm just gonna take a moment to share some thoughts. I've been reading all your comments on the YouTube channel as well as on Discord and Heroscapers. So I haven't been getting my job done very well. Don't tell my employer. No, I've been getting work done. I'm sure a lot of you have just been so excited. It's been a distraction too. But no, it's been great. Being able to read the comments and the excitement is awesome. I did want to talk a little bit about the painted miniatures. Obviously, we all have our opinions. I think my opinion is still that I would have loved to have them painted. But when I thought about it a lot more this last day and a half or two, I've just paused to reflect and realize it's been 12 years. It's been 12 years. The landscape of the gaming community, of Heroscape, of market, of just miniatures in general has just changed so much. I think it's ill-suited for us to assume that we're going to have the same exact landscape for Heroscape 2.0, right? Age of Annihilation. So again, this is just my opinion, but I've kind of come to terms with it already. I may, obviously that might change. Maybe, I'll still have an issue with it later when the miniatures come out. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But right now I'm still of the opinion that, I'm just excited. I'm just happy. I'm just so stoked to be here when this happened. And so I just encourage you all to really just sit back and realize that after 12 years, Heroscape is back. And something that Sky Knight, so Sky Knight was actually pretty active on the Discord today, so I'll share with you some of the thoughts that Sky Knight provided, which I thought was really useful. Is some people were questioning about this, that, and the other, like, well, are they gonna do are they gonna present the game in a way that we're gonna be able to feel like we did back in 2004, right? When everything came out and we had that excitement as a kid. And truthfully, Skynet was honest. He's like, this isn't 2004. It's different, right? And so there's a lot of considerations to be had when we bring back Heroscape. And he mentioned that they're doing a lot of things right this time around. He's what I really appreciated was he said that Avalon Hill is 100% on board, but not only that, they're 100% understanding of the story of Heroscape, which I found really interesting. And so Sky Knight went a little bit more in detail, and he said that the story of Heroscape obviously started in 2004, but in 2008, right, we know that it went through the D&D stage, right? We went to Wizards of the Coast, and Wizards of the Coast kind of played around with us for a couple of years, right, and tried to throw everything on the D&D side, which again, great designs, but eventually fell flat, right? So then we got nixed at 2010. But then they even brought back Arena of the Planeswalkers to try and kind of test run the game mechanics with, Magic the Gathering. Yeah, that didn't last very long, right? And so there's been this kind of pain point where we've seen Heroscape try to come back or be put into other venues like D&D and Arena of the Planeswalkers. And the things that were learned from those, I wouldn't say mistakes, but the things that were learned from those eras, are now going to be improved upon. And so that's something that Sky Knight mentioned. He's been obviously very involved in Heroscape throughout the years and the creation and design of Heroscape. And so I think it's worth trusting him, right? I think it's worth trusting what they're telling us when they tell us that the community not the community, I guess the Hasbro and Avalon are super committed. And so that's really a huge, I guess, calming factor for me. Is when I start having those doubts, they continue to reassure us that they've done right by HeroQuest, and they keep saying, look at what they've done with HeroQuest. HeroQuest was a game, 30 years, right? It was sitting dead and not really going anywhere, and then they came back, and they've just been super involved, and they've been super supportive, and they've gotten new expansions, and they've gotten all kinds of content, and so because they keep reiterating, like, you guys, they're invested, you guys, look what they've done with HeroQuest, like they are doing the same for us. I think it's just something we need to trust them about. So I would just suggest that with the excitement and obviously with the doubts, I would say just keep that hope alive, right? I don't think we need to doubt that the right people are on board. For example, Heroscape is back with the original designer, Craig Van Ness. It could have been back with some random Joe, right? It could have been back with Hasbro's own appointed bigwigs or designers from other games, right? They could have taken someone from D&D or Magic the Gathering who they trusted and put it onto Heroscape. Imagine what that would have felt like if they had brought it back, but with people that we didn't know. You guys, we know these guys. First of all, Craig Van Ness, the creator of Heroscape, is back on the job. Let's trust him. Remember, he stepped away. He went away from Hasbro. He created his own gaming company. Do you really think he would come back 12 years later to Hasbro and be working on bringing back Heroscape if he didn't believe in it, if he was going to screw it up, if he wasn't going to improve upon it, if he wasn't going to have this be the great thing that we all hoped it would be and now has the opportunity to be? So I want to point you to, they seem to be doing it right. And obviously, they can't do everything perfect. I'm sure there'll be some hiccups along the way, but let's trust these guys. Again, Craig's been involved. That's the other thing is Craig, he's the creator, But, you know, he could have just left us alone and said, oh, you guys figured out. But no, he's been involved. He's been on the forums for the last 12 years, being involved in Heroscapers. He's come out to Gen Con constantly and been a part of the community at Gen Con with the Heroscapers. He converses constantly with the Heroscapers. I interviewed the man a few years back, and he still was very adamant that he wanted to try and get the rights back to Heroscape. And he said that he knew the people, and look where we are now, a few years later. So, again, I just want to encourage you to be excited, to be hopeful that they're doing the right thing. And so I'm kind of on a soapbox here, but I'm sharing my opinions, obviously. Take it for what you will. It's just something I've been keeping up with your comments on YouTube and Discord, and so I can understand the doubts and the frustrations. I've felt some of that myself. It's just I've kind of gotten over that already, and I'm just in the excitement and allowing myself to be excited. So let's do that. In terms of any other announcements or anything to talk about, I really don't have anything. It's just, such a fun and exciting time to be a Heroscaper. And, something also is, as you're getting your friends back in it, involved, start getting out to your local Heroscape tournament. You guys, Heroscape tournaments are everywhere, right? You just have to find the right people and start gathering those troops. We've got, Southern California, we've got, and I think Georgia now is trying to get a group together. We've got Utah, we've got Peoria, Illinois, we've got people in Michigan, Indianapolis, Iowa, on the other side of Iowa. Nebraska just held a tournament, right? We've got some guys, I think in Florida has held some tournaments, Texas, Louisville. There's tournament scenes everywhere that the community has established. I would encourage you to reach out to those guys and start joining now, right? Start being a part of the community, because if this thing goes back to the way it was, back in the day, Hasbro used to send, prize support. They used to send, basically host events out in the local tournaments and say, hey, you're running a tournament with 30, 40 people. Here's some product, give it away, right? So, I'm speculating here. There's no official, say that that's going to happen again, but I'm just saying, if they're as committed as they are to the community, why wouldn't they, right? Why wouldn't they support the community and the local tournaments that are trying to keep this game alive? And for those of you that are hosting those areas or want to host those areas, I say, get something down on the calendar and start inviting people and start spreading the word at the game stores. Let the game stores know. Let the game stores, they can set up a poster, they can set up an announcement and get people really-excited. Let the game stores know, hey, start looking for this, to start ordering it once this comes out again, right? It's a new game that everyone is familiar with. It's been 12 years since people knew about it, right? So let those people know, those game stores know, hey, start looking at Avalon Hill and get ready to start ordering, your shipments or whatever, because this stuff is going to fly off the shelves when it gets back. So anyway, that's all it is for me. I didn't want to take too much of your time tonight. I know there's a lot going on in conversations, and you guys are busy and I'm busy, and so I just want to do quick updates, 10, 15 minutes, so hopefully that didn't take up too much of your time. I'm a little long-winded, so I apologize. But hopefully that was enough to kind of give you a new little taste of what we've learned so far about the new updates, and hopefully provide a little bit of perspective to you and to those of you that are kind of thinking about what this means for the community. And I'm just excited. You guys, let's live it up. Let's just be excited and hopeful for what comes next. And on Monday, let's see what they have for announcements, because the Discord comes up. So let's look forward to it. Other than that, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.